My name is Don Corpus, and I want people to see me as a normal person rather than someone with a disability.
You like to do a bunch.
Yeah,
So I know that you volunteer at some places, right? You go to different places and you do volunteer work.
yeah,
I think Girls Inc. is one of those places, right?
yeah,
You like to volunteer at Girls Inc.?
yeah. And
Is there another place you're thinking of too? Is it maybe
yeah,
Children in need.
you volunteer at Children in Need?
yeah,
Do you like volunteering there?
yeah,
I'm Dan, basically, and that's what I want people to know about me. I am a very outgoing, friendly person. I'm approachable. Consider myself somewhat intelligent. No, just I want people to know me for me. Obviously, I mean it's not a secret, and anyone who meets me in public can realize. Yes, I am blind, but I would rather not have that define who I am. I would rather that be a part. I mean, it's a part of me. It's nothing I'm ashamed of. It is who it is, what it is, and it's all part of what makes me who I am. But that is not a trait that defines me. I want people to know me for my positive points, for things that they like about me, things that they know. You know, I'm like I said, I'm outgoing. I like to sing. I like to do karaoke. I like sports. I'm all about pop culture and things like that. I'm up with what's going on today and different things that a person you can have a conversation with, someone you can get along with, not that, oh, that's Dan who's blind. You know, that shouldn't necessarily be the first thing people have to bring up about me or that have to say. It's a part of me, yes, and it is something people need to know and be aware of, but that's not what defines me.
My name Carrie Ianez. Carrie Ianez.
Carrie.
I like come here, work, go work here.
You like to come here to work?
Yeah.
To work here?
I like be here myself, my friend, myself.
Yeah, when you volunteer, what is it that which place do you like to go the most?
To the army, to the pill, for a petty.
I think it means they put the person first before the disability.
it is being being respectful to others.
Honestly, that's something I'm just now learning about. I was kind of new to the concept when I first heard of it, but it's basically, to me, it's making both the person you're talking to and yourself comfortable maybe in the situation. Again, someone like myself, I'm blind, but it doesn't need to be that's Dan's blind. This is Dan who just so happens to be blind.
Put lenses, the hello, the hi, buddy.
I feel a little left out. Like, I don't want to feel left out, but if those people call me that, I get that feeling of being lonely.
Angry because yeah, I feel angry with that. Some people still think I am disabled. You know,
Honestly, it's kind of it's an interesting question because it can be viewed a lot of different ways. That does seem, the term disabled is basically the norm. And fortunately, this is 2023, the society we live in. It's a much better word than the alternative and words that have been used in the past. But basically, I mean, to a point, I guess it is true depending on how you view things. But to me, I'm not disabled. Yes, my vision does not work as well as anyone else's. Mine, I mean, obviously doesn't work at all. I'm completely blind, not visually impaired or high partial. I'm totally blind. So I guess in a sense, some may view that as a disability. To me, and a lot of people use the term differently abled. I don't necessarily care for that one either, really. Again, I'm not offended by it. It's not something I take offense to, but this comes into, like we talked about before, all part of getting to know the person for who they are and not what some may feel defines them. If you know me for who I am, you'll realize that, why, yes, I may not be able to do things the same way everyone else does it. I'm still able to do them with the proper adaptations, the proper accommodations or accessible equipment or what have you. I'm just like anybody else. I am no different. So I don't really see myself as disabled.
I feel like people shouldn't be judged because of their disability. The disabled people, they feel that way too.
How do you feel if someone were to call you blind?
I feel like messing up the mood.
Basically, I don't have a problem being called blind. Being blind, it's not a lie. It's not like they're saying something about me that isn't true. I am blind. But it's like we talked about before, I just don't like being labeled with that is what defines me, that is who I am. Oh, it's like being met for the first time and someone, I mean, and it's apparent because I use a cane. My eyes look different, but it's like meeting someone for the first time. Oh, this is Dan. Dan's blind. That's not important. I don't feel that my blindness should have to be a main part of what people think or feel when they first meet me or they first, have contact with me. I'm Dan. I'm just like anybody else who just so happens to be blind.
I just want to say to the people that you can't judge a book by its cover. You have to look deeper and ask the disabled people how they feel. If they feel uncomfortable or lonely, you should help them.
The main thing I've always wanted people to know, I want people to feel comfortable around me. I don't want them to feel nervous about saying the wrong thing. We generally can get a good idea, anyone can generally get a good idea of how people are trying to phrase questions that they ask. Never be afraid to ask questions. I've had people say to me so many times, I know this is going to sound like a stupid question. There are no stupid questions. I know that's very cliche, but there are no stupid questions. If you don't ask, you don't know. And I wish more people would take the time to ask than to just stand back and watch us and whisper or mutter to the people they're with and say things. If they would just ask, they would know. And to also know there are simple ways to approach us without offending or catching us off guard. Just come up and talk to us. There's no need to talk louder, which some people do for some strange reason. There's no need for that. Please don't refer to our cane as a stick. It is not a stick. A stick is something you find on the ground or that comes off a tree or whatever. It is a cane. And, you know, it's all, and I guess this also kind of goes into the first person. It's all about terminology and knowing what you're dealing with ahead of time. But, you know, that we're very approachable. We're not any different from anyone else. We have a different way of doing things. And sometimes, like I said, adaptions or accessibility things need to be put in place for us, but we're just the same as anybody else. We're no different.
I like help my needs around house. Get my needs ready to go to school.
So you want to be known for being an aunt and helping to take care of your niece, is that right?
Yeah, Dad.